Nazareth Village. So ito yung buhay nila noon mga kabilabso.
I'm Christian Arab, born here. Grandfather, we are from here. We are the real citizens of this country, maybe from the time of Jesus.
Hi, good morning.
It's a jail for the Filipino in the beginning. It's a hotel. After that, they passed to take them to the jail. But in the beginning, there is a very beautiful hotel here. They took it and they put the foreign workers. Yes, they catch, they put here in Nazareth. See this building here in the gasoline station?
So dito daw po yung
This is the
Tyseer
door, yes,
Agency.
here,
Yan.
exactly, here.
Papasok ka po dyan sa door na yan. So welcome to Nazareth mga kabilabs. Nazareth Village. Okay, so we will talk later.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Adib.
Bye.
Bye. See you. So, ito si Adib, ang ating taxi driver. Mga kasama natin, si Sis Rochelle, ang mapo-for good na sa Ate Tonet, and Sis Corinne.
Quarter to 11. So
Okay.
you will be in Afraim 11:30. Okay, I put the waste around quarter. Okay.
Okay, we said that. Okay, thank you. So, dito po yung entrance. Hi! Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Emily.
You booked for 7 people, correct?
Yeah, but we're only 4.
Okay.
Is it okay? The tour is, we start now?
Yes, it should have started already. 50 shekels per person.
So, mayroon pong entrance na 50 shekel per person. 4 kami, so 200. So, dito po yung pinaka-starting. Grupo po tayo.
We're gonna go inside this room here. We're gonna say a small introduction about the place, and then we're gonna go out and see the village. What we have here is a village actually that we built, and this is how Nazareth was like in the 1st century. For that purpose, we built here houses and a synagogue, also an olive press, and we have used the same building materials of the 1st century to build it. As you can see here, the process of building the houses. We built this on this land, which is about 500 meters away from the old city of Nazareth, where the houses were located. So it took them about 5 or 10 minutes to come every day from their homes to here to work, and then go back home every day. And we found that this land, it was a vineyard in the 1st century. We know this because we found here a wine press. We're gonna see this wine press out in the land and speak more about it. In the wine press, we found a lot of potteries, shards and pieces from the 1st century, and that means that this wine press was in use in the time of Jesus. Here you can see the kind of sandals they used to wear. They would take their sandals off in the summertime and then simply press the grapes with their bare feet. Why bare feet? There is a reason. You could think about it now. I will answer it at the wine press later on. Then we started to dig in other places, and then we uncovered a lot of terraces like those, because the land here is a hilly land. To cultivate a hill, you need to cut the mountain into giant big steps, and then the stones will hold the soil from being washed away in the winter time. So we have a village that we built, a farm that we found, but then we added the life. I mean by that, the people that we're gonna see and meet outside. Our people, we call them villagers. They can be dressed 1st century outside, working in the village with the same tools at that time. The idea is to speak about the life in the first century, how the stories of the Bible will come alive. Because Jesus used to speak to the people from their own lives. He used to use images of the life, background of the time, and also name of tools. So all this is in order to understand the Bible stories in a better way. Every olive tree will have those branches. This branch you can cut in order to plant it somewhere else to start a new olive tree. If you don't want it to do this, you can just cut it and throw it. And this is has a special name in Hebrew. It's called Netzer. N-E-Z-E-R. The word Nazareth in Hebrew is Nazareth. It's the same word. So Nazareth then means that kind of shoot or branch that grow from the root of the olive tree. Matthew 4, the Bible says that Jesus or Joseph and Mary came and lived in Nazareth to fulfill a prophecy that Jesus has to be called the Nazarene from Nazareth. Now, if you go to the Old Testament, read it all, try to find that prophecy, you don't find it. The only verse we can refer to is Isaiah 11:1 that speaks about this kind of shoot or branch. It says there a shoot will grow from the stump of Jesse, the father of King David. And that word in the Hebrew Torah was the word Netzer.
So, saktong 10 po. Kung pupunta po tayo dito, saktong 10. So, ito yung buhay nila noon, mga kabilabs. Ay, ang galing. Diba? Naka-long sleeve kami ni Sis Corinne.
Prepared kami.
Yung dalawa, naka-uniform. This is Simon.
Hi everybody. As Mr. Ammer said, I'm Simon, the farmer of the village, and this is lovely Cynthia. As you see here, we have the main field of the village. This is the biggest field. Usually we plant it each year with the wheat, but every 3-4 years we change to something else. I mean, this year we plant here watermelon, cucumber and melon, our typical summer vegetables. Now why we do that is we want the soil to rest, to get more mineral, to get more sun, more air. End of this October this year, when the rain is starting here, then we can plant it again with wheat. But then the wheat will be much bigger, much stronger, and give us much more than before. This wheat you see here on the trash floor, we own it from our neighbors. Next year, when we harvest our wheat, end of April, then we're gonna send them back what we taken from them.
By the way, do you know what the word Sabbath means? Rest. The Sabbath was given to give them rest. But they did the opposite. They started to put laws above laws above laws to keep the Sabbath. That it becomes a burden instead of being blessing. They start to work harder, they start to break the Sabbath. And that was exactly the opposite of the goal, of the commandment. And that's what Jesus had criticized.
So, may shower po dito para ano tayo, malamigan. Ah, Tito Net.
Hello.
Hi, Sis Rochelle. Grabe.
Hello.
Init. Napakainit po. Hi, Sis Corinne.
Okay, yalla. Bilis, bilis.
Bilis na.
Bilis, bilis.
Abraham, hi.
Our small herded sheep. Nature of the life of the shepherd that when he takes the sheep out to graze them, especially if you have a big flock, he doesn't come back home at the end of the day. They will travel away from their homes days and nights and weeks, days outside in the field. We know this also from the story of Joseph and his father. Jacob sent him to look after his brothers. He went days until he gets where they are. When they're out, they need to find a place where they can keep them and guard them in a closed place like a sheepfold. If you have a natural cave like this will be the best place to keep them. You may close it. This is a tomb.
Like a replica.
Actually, how they do the burial inside the cave, they dig niches in the. About a year after death, they used to come back to the tomb and they collect the bones and they put the bones in bone box made of a stone with a lid. This box is called an ashwar. It's a Greek word, and this has been found a lot like this one. Those ones are the archaeologists in many places. Those ashwars will be put back into the cave, not in the niche. Outside of the niche on the floor, the niche will be empty for another person.
Ah, parang
This type of burial was for rich people. Because the poor will be simply buried in the ground. They dig a hole, they bury the body, they put dirt on top of it. They don't come to collect the bones after. Okay.
Pasok, pasok, pasok. Pasok.
Wala kang
Pasok.
ganyan lang. Wala naman sisi.
Ayaw nilang pumasok, mga kabilabs.
Tayo lang talaga ang ano, no? Dibo.
From there, dito naman po tayo. Paakyat. Oh, may shower. May pa-shower si Mayor.
Over time, but the first archaeological finding we found here is this rock, and this was found by accident. All this was under the ground, full of soil and dirt. And one day in 1996, one of our archaeologists was passing here.
Gawaan daw ng ubas dati. May naapak-apakan dito.
Okay, so believe me, that's the answer.
Mas masarap daw ang ubas noon.
It was much more delicious with their feet.
Yeah.
Not because of the feet aroma, for sure. Our archaeologist said maybe this farm extended to the other side of the street. Let us dig in that land. And when they did that, they found over there the rest of the farm. They continued to find there more terraces. They found water channels for irrigation, wells and cisterns, stone quarries where they cut stones to build homes. But the most exciting thing for us was when they discovered a watchtower, a tower where they can watch the field to protect the crops from being eaten by animals or stolen by people. That's why we copied that watchtower, made the replica of the watchtower here. Balang balong? Balang balong. It's a tower to watch.
Tower.
But similar to the well.
Okay mga kabilab, so ito po yung paggawaan nila ng ubas dati. Aapak-apakan nila yung ubas. Yan, aapak-apakan nila. Tapos as you can see, meron ditong ginawa nila. Tapos dito tutulo yung mga wine. Ang galing, no? Amazing. Nandito sila, mga kasama natin. Galing sila ng US. So kung pupunta kayo dito at summer, get ready your outfit. Kailangan yung nakaganyan kayo or naka-close shoes, yung hindi kayo madudulas. Then dapat komportable. So next stop natin.
They're trying to go along with it.
So what is your YouTube channel?
Oh, we don't have a channel yet. But I need help coming up with a name. So y'all can add some ideas. But we'll have to check your channel out.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I'll learn from you.
Okay, until now we have been in a farm that we found, but from now on we are going to the buildings that we have built, and all of them are replicas, which we built using the same building materials they had in the first. This building that we are seeing, this is an olive press, and we do use it to press our olives. The olives has to be crushed first. This is an olive crusher. They put all the olives in here. A donkey will be attached and hitched to this. They start to move this around. In this case, they crush all the olives. They crush it totally, along with the plates inside. When they get here then will be not oil yet, and they collect this olive mash, crushed olives inside those kind of baskets. Then those baskets will be taken and they put them under a pressure or press to get the oil out. And this happens over there in the other side. We have two presses over there.
Meron pa pala dito mga kabilab. So
Olive baskets will be put inside here, okay, down. Maybe 10 baskets on top of each other. Above all of them, this wooden press will be lowered down, and this part of it will sit on the baskets. Squeeze the olives inside, and all the oil starts dropping down to the hole. Then in order to put more weight and pressure, you lift these stones up. The stone is connected here with this rope. This is a pulley system using this kind of wooden handle. It goes in here and then simply push this down here, and this will lift the stone up just a little bit above the ground, and this put the weight of the stone to pull it much stronger down. Each stone here is about 250 kilograms, 500 pounds. This is extra weight on top of the baskets.
Ini-squeeze po nila dito yung olives. Yan, ang ginagawa ni Sis Rochelle. Nainggit po yung isa. Yung mag-pour good na. So, nilalagay po dito yung olives. Ayan. Dito ginagawa po yung olive oil. Yan.
Using this kind of scissor to cut the wool. And then the first thing to do with this is to wash it a lot. You wash it with a lot of water, but then you can dye it. If you boil it with onions peels, for example, you can get those colors with onions peels. Pomegranates skins makes kind of red. In nut shells makes the brown, gray brown. A little bit expensive color is this, and this was made out of saffron.
Saffron.
Yeah, the most expensive are the blue and the purple.
Yes, violet.
Those considered royal colors. Only kings and very, very rich people could use. Even Jesus, in his way to the cross, in order to mock him as a king, they put a purple garment. This is very expensive because this was made out of sea snails. The snails inside will release kind of liquid that can make this kind of color. Then they have to do spinning using the spindle that she's holding to make the thread or the yarn. Look at this, how she does it. And then she weaves on the loom. What she's holding in her hand is called, what is called?
Shuttle.
Shuttle. And the shuttle will be put between the threads up and down. The shuttle should go above the first thread, and then in the second, above the third. So the easiest and the fastest way for her is to grab up every other one, to put it on one side of the shuttle, and all the rest will be in the other side. And then with this wooden comb, she will lift them up to stretch them. When she finishes all the way down, what you get, Hannah? That's the final product. This was made by us from the wool of the sheep that we have here.
And which left over, we didn't it through it. We make first century Barbie dolls. Dad, mom, and the kids.
First century Barbie doll.
I want to thank you, Amir, and I want to thank you for visiting me. Nice to meet you and welcome.
Thank you,
Have a
Hannah.
good day. Bye-bye.
Bye. And now you look to this side here and you see our potter, Samuel. Hello, Samuel. The clay will be prepared first down on the cliff. Down there are two pools, where in the lower pool you mix different kind of dirt and soils with water, muddy water, and after sifting the soil, the person, the potter, goes inside the pool and with his feet start to trod all the mud, to smoothing it a lot. And then you lift up the muddy water to the upper pool, and there is a dam between the two pools. You open the dam and let the water runs to the first pool, but the sediment up, that will be the finest clay. You bring it inside and then you start working it with the clay. You make the vessel. We are still under construction here because this was the last house we built before the corona. Then we closed for 2 years. Now we open again. So to make the shape of the vessel like this on the potter's wheel, and then you don't bake it on the oven in the kiln immediately when it's wet because it cracks. It needs to be dried inside on the shadow on the shelves for about 2 to 3 weeks. Then you can bake it. So the work with clay is a very long process. In some stages it's soft and delicate. You need to smoothing it and treat with this nicely. But sometimes you need to push the sides. It's hard. Sometimes you need fire at the end. And this is just reminded me about what God said about us as the clay in the hand of God. When He want to shape us, it's a long process. Sometimes it's soft and nice and delicate, but sometimes it's hard. You need to push. Fire is needed. At the end, it can be strong, can be useful, be holding water. And last thing I want to tell you is that the word for to create, when the Bible said God created Adam, the word for create in the Bible is yatzar. And the potter work in Hebrew is yotzer, the same word. So the one that creates. Okay, so the same word of creation from clay or from dirt is for the pottery and for the humans.
Yeah.
Okay, love it. That's awesome.
What is your name?
I'm Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. Where are you from?
South Carolina.
USA. Yeah.
Yep, USA.
So how long you been here in Israel?
2 days.
2 days.
Actually, no, we got here yesterday. We got here yesterday at like 6 p.m.
Ah.
But we left Tuesday. Oh, we went the wrong way.
So ito po yung mga gawa po nila.
We are in a synagogue here.
1,000 people from over 100 countries.
So marami po mga souvenir